And this is CNN deciding, on the basis of nothing, that Bernie Sanders is a liar. Like just deciding that Bernie Sanders is a liar. And Elizabeth Warren chiming in. It's unbelievable. So Abby Phillip is the name of this reporteress at CNN. And she jumps on Sanders. And we're going to play the whole exchange all the way through. It's an amazing exchange. Here we go.
Let's now turn to an issue that's come up in the last 48 hours. Senator Sanders. CNN reported yesterday that, and Senator Warren confirmed in a statement, that in 2018, you told her that you did not believe that a woman could win the election. Why did you say that?
Well, as a matter of fact, I didn't say it. And I don't want to waste a whole lot of time on this because this is what Donald Trump and maybe some of the media want. Anybody knows me, knows that it's incomprehensible that I would think that a woman could not be president of the United States. Go to YouTube today. There's a video of me 30 years ago talking about how a woman could become president of the United States. In 2015, I deferred, in fact, to Senator Warren. There was a movement to draft Senator Warren to run for president. And you know what? I stayed back. Senator Warren decided not to run, and I did run afterwards. Hillary Clinton won the popular vote by 3 million votes. How could anybody in a million years not believe that a woman could become president of the United States? And let me be very clear. If any of the women on this stage or any of the men on this stage win the nomination, I hope that's not the case. I hope it's me. But if they do, I will do everything in my power to make sure that they are elected in order to defeat the most dangerous president in the history of our country.
So, Senator Sanders, I do want to be clear here. You're saying that you never told Senator Warren that a woman could not win the election.
That is correct.
Senator Warren, what did you think when Senator Sanders told you a woman could not win the election?
I disagreed. Bernie is my friend, and I am not here to try to fight with Bernie. But look, this question about whether or not a woman can be president has been raised, and it's time for us to attack it head on.
Okay, that is an unbelievably garbage exchange by CNN. Unbelievable. And I'm going to get to full analysis of just how bad that exchange is. I mean, truly awful. Exposes CNN in its full glory. Exposes Elizabeth Warren for the cynical Politico that she is. Honestly, I feel bad for Bernie. You have made me feel bad for Bernie Sanders. How? I spent all of yesterday's show crapping in Bernie Sanders' cornflakes, okay? Because Bernie Sanders is a communist. And now I feel bad for him because of you people. Because of you, CNN. Because of you, Elizabeth Warren, who's just awful. The ridiculousness of this exchange is just astonishing. So Phillip leads off by saying CNN reported yesterday. Well, if CNN reported it, as we all know, that must mean that the underlying facts are true. It can't just be that somebody from the Warren campaign decided to leave a flaming bag of dog poop on Bernie Sanders' doorstep and use CNN as the delivery service. It can't just be that. No, it's that CNN reported it. So Sanders' response is a fine response. You can see that Sanders is just confused that any of this is, he's confused most of the time, but he's particularly confused that any of this is happening. And honestly, I understand the charm of Bernie Sanders. He's like a crazy old coot, right? He's a crazy old coot who seems like he's honest, right? He's honestly wrong. He's honestly dumb, but he's honest, right? And then you get CNN responding, confirming that Bernie Sanders says that this never took place. And CNN is broadcasting this, so they've got this on split screen with Elizabeth Warren looking very disapproving, looking very upset, looking like, how could anyone say this? My God, believe all women, hashtag me too. And then Abby Phillip follows up Bernie Sanders' response by simply ignoring that he's even denied it. By simply ignoring it, right? Her follow-up question is, he says, so her question, just to read the transcript, is, Senator Sanders, I want to be clear here. You're saying you never told Senator Warren that a woman could not win the election. Sanders, that is correct. Phillip, the reporter. Senator Warren, what did you think when Senator Sanders told you a woman could not win the election? Okay, there's a textbook sort of story that is very often told about bad reporting. Bad reporting goes something like this. You walk up to a senator and you say to the senator, so Senator, when did you stop beating your wife? That's a textbook case of a bad question. The reason it's a bad question is because it is assuming a prior that is not in evidence. And it's assuming that the senator was beating his wife. So when did you stop beating your wife is a great way of saying you used to beat your wife. Right? Well, this is, so Senator Warren, When did Senator Sanders tell you? What did you think when Senator Sanders told you that a woman could not win the election? He is explicitly denied on this stage he ever says it. And the CNN reporter immediately turns and says to Warren, so he's a liar. What do you think of him? Isn't he a sexist liar? Which is Warren's entire case. And Bernie Sanders should completely rethink his perspective on campaign finance reform. His perspective is that corporations spending money on politics is extremely dangerous. What does he have to say about CNN dropping $1 billion in-kind donation directly on Elizabeth Warren in the middle of a debate? Unbelievable. And then Warren, who's just a terrible, she's terrible. She's just terrible in every way. She says, I disagreed. Bernie is my friend. I'm not here to try to fight with Bernie. All I'm going to do is just tell this story, this tale out of school, 2 weeks before the Iowa caucuses when I've lost all momentum in order to try and sink Bernie Sanders. Hey, listen, you're making me stick up. I can't say this enough. They are making me stick up for Bernie Sanders, just trying to be an honest human being. Okay, that's it. Bernie is my friend. I'm not here to try to fight with Bernie. All I'm going to say is that he's a vicious sexist who says that a woman can't be president of the United States. That's her take. What a scurrilous, gross attack by Elizabeth Warren. But that's what she is. Scurrilous, disgusting in her politics because she is dishonest, truly dishonest. Now, you want to assume the best intentions of people with whom you disagree. I assume that Bernie Sanders genuinely feels what he feels. I am not going to grant Elizabeth Warren that same credibility. I do not think she feels what she feels. I do not think that she stands by any of her positions. I do not think that she is honest in any real way. I think that she is willing to do anything in order to access power. I think Bernie, at least to his credit, he is what he is. But Elizabeth Warren, that lady blows with the wind. And not only that, she is a knife fighter. My goodness. I mean, just stabs him directly between the shoulder blades. And CNN acquiescing in all of this, not just acquiescing, but participating, an accessory to the political murder of Bernie Sanders. You see, that's some top-notch reportering, some real solid journalisming there, CNN.